That's what they want to hear. But you already know. Can you hit the bell, Professor Nan, so we can move on to the next round? Now, Bob Arum came out stating that Shakur Stevenson is the next coming of Floyd Money Mayweather. Of course, there's only one Mayweather. His name is, he's known for being TBE, the best ever. I judge fighters based on their eras because you can never judge fighters from past eras to fighters now. There's different rules. There's different weight classes. Fighters back in the day used to fight every 2 weeks. Now fighters fight every 6 months almost. And there's so many different, there's so many different things that come into play, different elements, so on and so forth. So with that being said, I don't think that's a lot of people are saying, oh, Bob Arum is reaching. I don't think he's reaching. I think Shakur got the potential to be the next Floyd. Now, is he going to be the next Floyd is the $1 million question. But one thing for sure, AkHi believe Shakur is going to be the next pound for pound number one. No doubt about it. So with that being said, what's your take on what Bob Arum had to say? What do you think of Shakur's potential in the sport of boxing?
Yeah, I think I see him. He kind of has the package. Has the background, has the pedigree, has the amateur experience, has the Olympic experience, has the look, is articulate, likes to take his opponents out too. So there's it's a certain amount of heart that has to be there for you to each and every time, look to take your opponent out. Comparing them to Floyd Mayweather at this point, I think it's kind of classic Bob Arum. That's the thing, that either somebody's the next Floyd or they the next. I haven't seen somebody do this since Ali, or so that's always Bob. That's what he does. He likes to talk about the fighters that he has. So what it are that he promoted in the past, because it gives him some credibility. He was like, well, I was a person that promoted this guy, so I've seen these skills, I've watched their bouts, so I can speak to if somebody is that next version of him. But I want Shakur to kind of live on his own, laurels, so to speak, and he doesn't have to be the next anything. He can be the next Shakur Stevenson. So
yeah, so that's what I'm saying. But one thing for sure, Shakur, I think defense rate right now is higher than Floyd when he was his age or something like that, or overall one of the two, according to ESPN, which is pretty impressive. But Floyd Mayweather got the highest connect rate as well when it comes to offense and defense. I remember watching Shakur for the first time. It was on Dante's Boxing Nation. Shout out to DBN. That was a golden moment because he captured Devin Haney and Shakur. And that's what really put Shakur on the map when DBN captured that moment, my man Dante. So with that being said, when I first saw Shakur, I gave Dante a call right away. I was like, who this kid? Because normally when I used to watch Devin Haney sparring, he just dominates his opponent. He never had a competitive sparring match. And that sparring in particular, Shakur actually shined. And Mayweather was talking about who's that guy. He was telling his pops, like, I want to sign him. And he told Devin Haney, I'm going to sign you too. Don't worry about it. But he really liked what he saw in Shakur. And even when Shakur went to the Olympics, Mayweather flew. And he went all the way to the Olympics, wanted to sign Shakur. According to Shakur, he didn't sign with TMT because they didn't offer him the right amount of money. Of course, Top Rank came with a bag. It is what it is. But at the end of the day, he signed with Andre Ward. He got Terrence in his corner. Former pound for pound Andre Ward, current pound for pound Terrence Crawford, and future pound for pound Shakur. I mean, that's the recipe right there. So greatness surround him. So I believe he got the potential, and I feel like he got the right surrounding to actually be focused. See, a lot of fighters got talent, but some of them can't stay focused. And I believe Gervonta has one of the best talent too. But Shakur is way more dedicated and has way more love for the game than Gervonta. Gervonta, it seemed like, I would hate to say this, but it seemed like even if he loses, it's because he didn't do his best. But it is what it is. So it's kind of like the AB effect. However, Shakur is on that Floyd Mayweather path. So with that being said, to live up to what Mayweather did, though, that's going to be a hard task because Mayweather stayed undefeated for 20 years, which is unheard of, fighting the best every single time, going through Pretty Boy stage to Money May stage. And he kind of basically had the best career for an athlete, in my opinion, the way his career flew and how much money he made in the sport. He changed the landscape of boxing. Some people say for the bad because now fighters are afraid to lose because if they lose, oh man, you ain't no longer the one. Yeah. But Mayweather was pound for pound #1, period. So it ain't even about it was the fact that he was #1 in the world and he was undefeated. So I don't really pay attention too much to being undefeated. People lose all the time and bounce back. And one of the main thing of being a champion is how to bounce back from a loss. With that being said, any last thoughts on Shakur and just his potential?
No, I'm disappointed that we didn't get opportunity to see him in the ring, and I look forward to seeing his next fight.
Yeah, you might want to make sure he don't hit the camera or none of that. But can you hit the bell, Professor Nim, and we gonna go ahead and move on to the next round. Now there's more evidence that popped up on Tyson Fury allegedly cheating against Deontay Wilder with his tampered glove. Right, at the end of the day, though, shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to all my AkHi. Shout out to the AkHi Nation, the AkHi family. AkHi stand for my brother, and this is the Boxing Brotherhood. Split Decision is a boxing debate / talk show. So subscribe below if you're trying to get smart about a minute. If you're trying to get dumb about a second, don't. And listen to these decasts, a.k.a. dumb casual ass fans / old media. Of course, new media in the house we representing. Shout out to DBN for starting the new media wave that I'm a part of. And if you're a casual fan and you want to be a hardcore, all you have to do is click on the notification bell to get notified every time we post to go live on Split Decision every Sunday live. The hottest boxing debate show out there, so tune in, click on the notification bell so you won't miss a show, and hopefully one day you will graduate from the AkHi University where I preach the truth and nothing but the truth, and the truth will set you free. So you can try to hide from it, but at the end of the day you can't hide it because the truth will find its way out. With that being said, today, you already know, people say in the chat, Professor Nim, Professor Stevie Wonder, he concussed because he didn't see AkHi coming. So with that being said, state your last thoughts, and then we're going to take the last call, and then we're going to end the show and see y'all next week.
Y'all already know what it is. Cool, calm, and collective. You know what I'm saying? I should be 3C instead of 3P, but pundit with the PhD in pugilism. Call in. I love substantive arguments, discourse, back and forth. I do speak in narrative. That's where professor comes from. It's like you profess. And so, because context is important, and I also like to speak in a way that's edifying, because I like to teach. And also, I learn some too. Like, I don't mind when facts come and stuff.
What I bring? I bring facts to the table. I speak the truth, not my emotion. I speak logic and facts.
I would agree to disagree.
And you say you call you 3C, 3 caps, because today you capping 3 times. When I knocked you out, you thought you was a split decision. Nah, it's a knockout because it was that's why it's called 3 caps.
Said Professor Nails is undefeated, so I appreciate.
Yeah, in his dreams.
I appreciate that.
Look, Professor, I would have enjoyed the show better today if I had a lower IQ. But at the end of the day, I got a higher IQ, and you already know they don't see me coming. So, like I said, you could say he undefeated, but prove me wrong. No one had an answer to my questions, and I answer all the questions. So I'm gonna call the last caller of the day, as I promised them. It's 2-minute limit per person, but like I said, we give exceptions sometimes, and y'all got to keep in mind, y'all can't be mad at me because it's so many callers that I'm receiving. I'm doing like a 5-man operation. So I'm doing so much. I got to pick up calls. I got to read comments. And I got to knock out Professor Nim. And I want him to see the punch that I'm going to knock him out with. So, it's a lot that I got to do. You know what I mean? So
I do want to make one comment, though. And I think it's appropriate.
Yeah, go ahead.
And I want to say that, there was some controversy about Wilder and them throwing in the towel. And Wilder, he said that he wants to go out on his shield.
He a real champion. That's why he cut from a different cloth.
if you can't even get to the fight with your armor on, how the hell you gonna go out on your shield? I'm gone.
You need a question.
I'm gone.
You need a question. Tyson Fury punching with a bare knuckle. That's what you need to focus more on than a guy that's willing to go out on his shield and die in the ring for what he loved. That's how you be great in something. So you could take notes because you over here not doing your homework and your research coming into Split Decision. Who this AkHi and where you calling from?